just getting out there. And I took a course with one of the EROs, Native American Network, and it was called the Strength Finders. I don't know if you ever heard of it. It's called a Strength Finders test. It's awesome. It's by Gallup's. It's dope.
Yeah, heard of it.
Yeah, and I got to know what my strengths were, and it empowered me, man. I started focusing on what is Nikki good at? What do you do well? Because when they gave that thing about people do much better when they focus on their strengths and making those stronger than they do with trying to focus on their weaknesses to try to make them stronger. It doesn't work as well. It's like a small percentage you could end up doing better, but with your strengths, it's a large percentage. You end up doing so much better when you focus on that. And so when I did that, when that thing got down in my spirit, it's like a light bulb went off. Whereas I was kind of middle ground, you know what I'm saying? At that point, this was like my 4th month or 5th month. I'm telling you, after I took that, it was like light switch, okay? Because after that, it was like, pew, pew, pew. So I have been the top 1 and 2 every month for seven months or so. I haven't missed quota in I don't know how long, and I usually exceed quota. I'm either meeting or exceeding. Most of the time, I exceed. I would say out of those 7, I would say 5 of them is exceeding. You know, and so when you get that first bonus check from doubling your SAOs or sales accepted opportunities, we call them.
Mm-hmm. They come with. I don't think people understand though that they actually. I think for your company too, they come with accelerators, or almost like they kind of like
yes,
multipliers,
that's a part
right?
of your contract that you can. Now, every company doesn't do that. You know, every company is different with that. That's why negotiating your contract is very, very important, and that's something that I stress a lot in my coaching sessions. Negotiating your contract. Again, plug to SB, bruh. SB, man. And Brandon, thank you, Brandon, because he helped me to understand what that even meant. Because I didn't know what that meant. I just was like, how much I'm gonna make? Oh, okay, good. But when he was saying, he was like, your contract says accelerators in it. That's good. Ask them about accelerators, because that means when you, and this is what I mean when I say accelerators. If my meeting, when I have a meeting with a client, and it's worth, let's say, $100 per meeting. When you pass your quota and you get into accelerators, that means it's double. So it's 200. And for me, that's great. But for my SAOs, the sales accepted opportunities, from when you pass that on to the AM and they say, this is good, I'm running with this, that is like $1,300.
It adds up, folks.
It adds up. Well, when you get that 5-digit paycheck for the first time, I remember my first big paycheck. I was like, oh. And I get paid monthly. When I got that first big one, I was like, oh, I'm never going to not make quota. Oh, never again. Never happening. When I saw that, and I saw when I saw my savings account grow, I was like, this is amazing. This is a blessing. I'm so thankful. Mm-hmm. And I love, you know what I love about sales? Mm-hmm. That's very different from I saw somebody about to bust in my room. And any other, like a lot of others out there, like hourly work. In hourly work, you can work as hard as you want. You could exceed. You could like be the best customer service person out there. You could like go above and beyond for anybody. But when I tell you, you still gonna make that same $15 an hour. I don't care what you do, right? But in ours, the merit of your hard work pays off. Meaning you can make so much more money. And thank you to Dan Kelly. He came on and he was like kind of coaching us and giving us advice. We had a session, we call them just in time enablement sessions. He came on, he was so transparent about his like income and stuff. He the man, because a lot of people don't do that, and I appreciated him for doing that. But he was saying, you know, he took a job that had a less, you know, base salary, far less, like $40,000 less. And And we was like, what? Why would you do that? But he said because of the way the contract was set up, it was no cap. So what he did was he worked his butt off. He knew how to sell. So he was like, oh, I could do this. I got a great product. I could do this. And he ended up making 2 times more than he would have ever made it at that job, because it's sales. You get paid off the merit of your hard work, which I love.